everyone, and welcome to another episode of 10 Forward Weekly. That looks like it's peeking out to hell. 1 second. Let me lower that. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of 10 Forward Weekly. My name is Mike Fadum. I am your community manager, and we are joined this week by Mr. Hector Ortiz. Say hi, Hector.
How you doing, guys?
Who I've now made not an actual image of just himself, and not his my entire Discord chat window. Hope everybody's doing good today. Let me know if there's any technical or audio issues, but I think we've got it all worked out. I
don't
think
know.
We had to start a little
know.
late because Hector had to pull all of the concept art of what he's working on right now off his wall.
Yeah.
You guys almost got a little preview of some stuff. Instead, you have to look at my wall of dragons and a baby chair and a cat tree.
That's right.
Okay, so this week, as we have done for the last several weeks, we are doing a yeah, Grumpy Owl. I know you wouldn't mind. I am fully aware how much you would not mind. Q Cullen wants to know what your hat's about, Hector.
My hat?
Yeah.
I don't know about this guy in Puerto Rico.
Okay.
When I was visiting my family, I don't know. I found it was cool and whatever.
Yeah,
I just
it
bought
looks dope.
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you.
Hopefully it's not a logo for something weird.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Neo Ronnie 42. We've actually joked a bunch about doing a Dragon Starship in STO and a Starship Dragon in Neverwinter. I don't know if it'll ever happen. I really want that. I would love that as a crossover anniversary something for our games, but we'll see.
A Dragon Starship.
Yeah.
Huh.
But anyway, this stream, as have the last three been, that sentence got away from me, is about designing this year's summer ship that you guys are going to unlock by playing the summer event on Ryza. We are doing that by having different non-artists from within Cryptic do designs of the ships while coached by ship artist and concept artist types, such as Hector here.
Yeah.
And then after we are done with all four designs, Hector is going to take a pass on all four designs and do a very quick sketch up of what it might look like with an actual concept artist working on it and not us scribbling on our tables. And then you guys are going to vote on which one of those four designs you like the best. And we are going to then make that one the summer ship. And we'll be doing more streaming of that in the future. We'll probably stream, if Hector's okay with it, we've talked about this a little bit, we'll probably stream a stream of you turning the design into a concept, and we'll probably stream some of Thomas making the ship as well. Captain Leopold, I don't know who the actual artist, like the composer is behind the STO music. It's I know Michael Henry, our audio guy, is responsible for a lot of that. But he's I don't know the actual composer name. I know some of that stuff is on SoundCloud. But yeah,
That's a good question.
Yeah, I will ask. All right.
I don't know.
Yeah. So we are making a Ryzian science ship. So Hector, first of all, before I start drawing anything, what are the factors that you think need to be included to make something distinctly Ryzian and to make something distinctly a science ship?
Yes. Usually we start with the lore, right? We start with Ryza. What do you do there? What the ship is all about? Because it has to be a Star Trek ship. It has to, pew, 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 all that thing. But it has to characterize Ryza. So what is Ryza famous for? The forest. Yeah. Exactly, the forest. You have the ocean. You have it's like Lost on Paradise, pretty much. So that's why usually we go down to boats and all that kind of vehicle. So I think that's what's gonna happen, because it's a continuation of the previous one. I think, and the previous one really looked like a boat.
Yeah, well, this one isn't. This is actually, we've never done a Ryzian science ship before, so this isn't an update of the cruiser. This is a brand new thing. But
yeah.
Usually
when it comes to science vehicles, we try to make certain sections of the ship that look like you can put sensors, or specialized equipment that doesn't look like a. It has to look specialized, but not like like a gun specialized. So
Yeah.
so it has to look like a radar, panels, grids, or something that detects stuff.
Okay.
That's yeah, to acquire information instead of releasing beams or whatever. It's more about acquisition.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, let's dive in here, and I will draw on this fabulous piece of paper here and sort it. Now, unfortunately, this is. Well, I wonder if I can. Uh-oh. No, focus, camera. Focus. Yes, focus on my hand. Now
Let me
focus on the paper.
maximize.
Oh, don't do this to me.
Oh, here we go.
Hold on. Let's give it some more points to focus on.
Stop giving alcohol to your camera, bro.
You're drunk, camera. Go home. All right. Let's see. Oh, wait. I think it focused. It did. Fabulous. Oh, okay. I have to keep my hand here, and then it
Oh,
can
come
focus.
on.
That's
We
great,
gotta put a
though.
picture. Let's put a picture of your face there so you focus on that surface. All right.
All right. So, I was looking at some pictures of sciencey ships, and also kind of
Yes.
thinking of what would go into a ship that is both a luxury ship and goes on science missions in space.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the things that I was, and let me see if I can just quickly see if I can flip this image over so you guys can see it right side up. I don't think I can. Not easily. Wait, no. Okay. And there's not a rotate button. Nope, I was just making it bigger. Okay, we're going to draw upside down and deal with it. So I wanted to try and we've gotten almost everybody, and I have an advantage that none of my coworkers have, and that I've seen what everybody else has drawn. Almost everybody has done a sort of typical, like a Woods Hole science boat, the big
Yeah.
V prow, sometimes with stuff coming off the sides. So I'm going to try something a little different at first, and you can tell me what you think. What I was thinking, and I'm not much of a drawer, but we'll start here. I was thinking of, instead of starting with a prow, starting with a scoop. So having a big wow, this is terrible, scoop at the front of the ship. And so this is kind of like a collection area for particles as you're heading through, different nebulas and things of that nature. And so you would have kind of a energy field coming across the front here.
All right. This is where concept starts kicking in. If you have a ship
Uh-huh.
that is related to Risa, which has a lot of oceans, and it has a scoop at the front, does it remind you of something?
I feel like I'm
A
failing
whale.
this quiz.
It's like a whale.
Oh, yeah, you're
So
right.
that can be your starting point. It's more like that gigantic whale that goes
Ooh.
scooping shrimp in the ocean.
Oh, I like that. Okay. So
So
let's remake
you
this
can
idea.
you can start with that visual language, if you will.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's start there then. So I'm going to erase this scoop completely off the map.
Yes, that's the moment where you usually go online and go like, okay, let's see how does it look. Like, how does it look? Because I know the interior of the mouth of those kind of whales have
Yeah.
these really interesting things.
The
Maybe
baleen.
that can, yes, maybe that can give you information of how to treat the surface of the ship.
Okay. So let's change the scoop to sort of a circular mouth-like opening. And we'll have this coming off here. Wow, that line is not straight, but that's okay. And
It
then I'll
doesn't
add
matter.
the baleen.
What we're looking
thing.
for, right now we're looking like a 3/4 picture.
3/4 picture. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm going
3/4.
for. And then the other thing that I wanted to do, so science balls are kind of a big deal on our ships.
Usually.
Lots of sciencey things. That might have ended up bigger than I wanted. This is my first time ever in my life drawing in front of people, and I did not realize how nerve-wracking it would be until I started doing it.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
All right, that's a little better. This is not... Okay, we want to get this side in so you can kind of see what shape we're working with. And I was thinking this is more of a dome with like foliage and trees and maybe even a beach in the dome as like a hydroponics or like biodome
Oh,
kind of research area.
okay. So you want to make this ship like you can actually live there.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's a big section on it.
Okay, I
Um,
see.
yeah, and then I saw a couple of the drawings that I saw of other science ships had this really cool double ring setup. So it would be like kind of like that coming out of the side. Man,
Yeah.
my perspectives are
But
not
that's the
the
thing.
great.
If you sometimes during this phase you're doing right now,
Yeah.
I usually don't go for three quarters because it's a lot of information to tackle from the beginning.
Yeah, you know what?
S-
Let me just make this a top-down view.
You just
Um,
do a top down. The first thing you do, you just let me you just drag a line, a center line,
okay.
and from that center line you start making your shape
Okay. All right. Well,
because that allows you to control proportions better.
let's flip this over and try again then.
Yeah,
All right. So this is the center line.
just one center line. There you go.
All right.
Now top down.
Okay. Top-down view. So we've got kind of the slope and whale body. I can make that a little longer than the pill shape I had before. So this is kind of that look. There we go. That's looking a little better than what I had. We'll worry about what it is a whale tail at the back in a bit.
Yeah.
And then,
If it gives you trouble doing the paper, you can fold the paper exactly where that center line is, and you can actually scrub the back of the paper, and that's gonna trace exactly in the other side like a meter,
oh,
and,
interesting.
and that's gonna give you an idea faster. It's a trick you do with pencils.
Okay. I'm
So
going to
we're
try to.
looking from the top,
This is from the
and
top.
that
That's
is
our
the
open
side.
baleen mouth. Yep.
Okay.
And then this is. So the ship's going this way.
Okay.
And so then this is our big beach bubble.
Got it.
Trees, 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 etc. And then the double rings would be like one larger one, and then underneath that, one smaller one.
So is there any negative space?
Yeah, that's this is all negative space.
That's negative. Just are okay. Those are two rings.
Those are
Okay,
two
got it.
rings. Yep.
Okay, I can imagine that thing.
And
Okay,
then
okay.
if we're going for the whale look, we can do lots of little science bubbles on this guy.
Well, see that might actually work.
Yeah, little things. Especially if we make a lot of them into sensor pods. We add little antennae and stuff coming off of it.
Yeah, and you can see that little thing you made at the top, that bubble with the biome, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
You can make it pop up from almost like a back from the well, almost like a volcano from the sea.
Ooh. Okay.
So that's more or less the because number one, it looks like a volcano, mountain, or whatever you want to call it, and two, it looks like a fin. See how suddenly we have something.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's really nice.
So we
Yeah.
have a vehicle that more or less resembles it doesn't have to be it's completely one comparison with a whale, but at least gives you that
Okay.
that
I'm
that
gonna
idea.
flip this over and try and draw it "quote unquote"
Y-
upside down, so people can get an idea of
Yes,
what they're looking
yes.
at. Because we're looking at me upside down here. Okay, so then we've got that hydroponics. And you know what? Actually, instead of having these come in here, I'm gonna have, and instead of just going straight to a tail,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have this come out back. So the second
Hmm.
ring becomes part of the ship back here, where we put the engines.
Got it.
And so then it all becomes one kind of piece in the back here.
Suddenly, this is a very organic ship.
Yeah. I don't know
This is
how
a very
Ryzian that is, but I thought, I was thinking luxury science, you would want to, even if it wasn't a organic ship, you would want to design it kind of that way, right?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. This is the moment when no ideas are bad. We just toss good and bad ideas, and from there we can come up with something.
Yeah.
We do this all the time at the office.
Yeah. All right. So this is, and then I'm just going to put some little engine-y lines back here. It's kind of that's sort of I would imagine impulse engines. So we'd need to have warp nacelles somewhere. I'm going to assume they're in the rings and put a little exhaust thing here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, and that's kind of the basic a top-down look at our first attempt at this. What do you think, Hector? Where would you go next?
And then I think I was Ian Regis. I was talking about this ship. I was telling him like maybe we can do this ship since it's gonna look like a sea creature or a ship or a boat or something. We maybe we can make a trail. We had to talk with effects and see if we had the budget to do this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe we have the effect of the ship as it moves in space. Maybe it looks like a ripple in water, a little bit
Ooh,
of ripple. So it's
that's
like almost
interesting.
like sailing in space.
So it's got a little bit
That
of like
yeah.
that coming off the back.
Yeah, not exactly. Something that reminds a little bit of water, but it's not in your right in the nose water.
Yeah.
It's more like, oh, I get it.
Yeah.
So,
Firefly 00, the T6 version of the Ryzian cruiser will still be coming, but we wanted to do something fun with this, and having all the people come onto the stream to design a T6 version of a ship that already existed would lead to basically 4 drawings of the same thing, as opposed to giving somebody a bit of a more of an open canvas. That's why we're doing the science ship this year.
yeah.
I would guess we'll probably do the cruiser next year, but I'm looking at the camera like anybody can see what I'm saying. There you go. Thumbs up, everybody.
So, so you did what? That shape it looks fine, but the thing about it is that it lacks directionality. It's a really center shape. It's something that you place there, and it barely moves. It's almost like looking at Atlantis,
Okay.
if you know what I mean. It's just like that. So maybe you can make more iterations that explore a little bit that directionality,
Make it
that
a little
the
make it a little sleeker, kind of.
sleeker, like the boats. Maybe you can split the hull a little bit.
Okay. Let's try that. So we'll make it a bit more like a weird double mouth then up here.
Yeah,
And then sleek it back rather than
maybe as it flies in space. If I don't know the proper term, moves or whatever. Let's call it fly, whatever.
fly,
Maybe if it's fly, yeah.
propels.
Maybe it looks like it's
So again,
gathering
ship going
particles from that intake in the front.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was
Some
going for.
science particles.
And then maybe if we take the double ring and make them much thinner,
Yeah, maybe.
and that'll
Yeah,
give it a bit more of that sleekness.
got it.
Let's see.
If you look from the side, those rings, are they coming from below or the side?
I'm gonna say, oh boy, hold on, I messed something up here. I don't know what yet. Doesn't look like a ring anymore. Oh, I know what I did. This is okay. And then we need another line coming into here. There we go. So there's our
Exactly. And then what you
primary
do,
ring.
yeah.
I think the rings, at least when I imagined them over here on this one, was going to be like they were kind of a stack, like one ring and then another ring below it. But if we're going way sleeker like this, that may be different.
And then what you can do is you can put the biome thing. You can put it on top of the ship, a little bit on the back, but in the shape of a teardrop,
Ooh,
because
okay.
that's gonna reinforce the direction of
moving.
the ship.
Okay.
Exactly.
So
Ships have to look like,
oh,
unless
that's too
otherwise
close to the
needed,
edge.
ships should look like they're moving even if they are standing still.
And that's why we have so many problems with getting the Borg cube to work, right? Because that is the
Oh my
ultimate
god.
standing still ship.
Oh my god. That is the more stable shape ever. That and a pyramid. Those are really stable.
Yeah.
They're a nightmare to make them look like they're moving. Actually, see that right there.
Yeah. Allowing. Trees, but we'll keep the like erupting volcano look because that was cool.
Yeah, something. It's more like it's coming out of the surface
Yeah,
because then at the top we can make a like a circle or something
yeah,
to hold that glass or force field or whatever
yeah. Did you
in
like
place.
the did you like the little science bubbles all over it, or should we try something else?
Science bubble are all right, but it's something you can choose to put underneath.
That's a good point.
It's,
Okay.
yeah, because usually you focus. The way I work usually is the very at the top of the ships. I tend to make it look the faction look is on the top, but the bottom is where the specialty comes from. That's usually where you see the pods, the sensors, and everything else. Beauty at the
Okay.
top, utilitarian on the bottom.
Okay. Well, we need something to fill this negative space. So I'm going to add, instead of having the inner ring, I'm going to add some reverse rings that just kind of lay on top of the ship.
Hmm.
And whether that's like Ryzian racing stripes or a physical ring, we can figure out later. But, oh, actually, that's kind of cool if we make that where the bridge sits. So we combine this into one central thing.
Hmm.
And then you've got a super organic looking bridge with.
Yeah, the bridge on that will be. How about that? How about what size? It's not that big.
Yeah, I don't know how
Hmm.
big the ship is overall.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
something we gotta ask the
systems.
the 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 ship guys.
Yeah.
They
Get
should
some
know.
antenna and sensors and stuff coming off this thing.
Hmm.
Okay. So that's really cool. Um, do you want to take another pass at it from the top, or do you want to try some other angles on it?
I don't know. You think it's if you think you can reinforce the idea, for example, the bottom, all you have to do is flip that paper upside
Mm-hmm.
down and draw from the other side the elements you want to see underneath.
Oh
If you
yeah,
can see that.
I can see that. All right. I don't know if
All
the
right.
stream can see that, but I will.
Yeah.
I will trace over it. Ooh,
And
sort of.
and on that side you do the science balls as we love to call them. Sensors and all that. Yeah.
Okay, so that goes like this and up. All right. So
That is a
underneath.
that is a technique that I learned from a teacher that I had. She used to design cars in for Chrysler,
Oh
and
yeah.
yeah, and that's why I draw like very industrial designy. And she always told me like you have one marker and you can make two tones just by drawing in the other side of the paper
Yeah.
because that's a secondary tone, lighter tone.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So let's see. So now we've got an underneath. You know what would be kind of cool
Yeah,
is a big ol' porthole here on the bottom that looks up into that terrarium area. So it's like you can
and
see it from both sides.
oh, so you're telling me, yeah. So this ship is pretty much right now. You're telling me that the main function of that ship is actually being able to see out of it.
I think so because I think this is at least in my head, like it's a sample collecting ship, and they go collect organic samples of creatures they may want to put on Ryza or study for Ryza, and so they can like this is kind of an area to house them in the Ryzian climate and see how they do.
Yeah,
I just realized
got
there's
it.
a very sad rubber duck on the on my floor looking up. Here, come sit with us, buddy.
Yeah, super sad out there.
Uh,
So
um,
you can do that. You can make that one, or you can experiment with something else. For example, a science ship, right? What is very sciencey that is on the ocean? What has many sensors? For example, hammerheads. The
okay.
hammerheads, the front of the hammerheads, elongated, and they're full of sensors on the bottom.
Hmm.
That's why they fly. They fly. They go on the water, skimming the surface, looking for something that is buried underneath.
That's an
So
interesting idea.
yeah, maybe you can try something like that too. Maybe a
Okay.
hammerhead doesn't have to be straight. It can be like a boomerang shape or something. It's
Yeah.
just the idea, the brief idea.
I like the boomerang idea. I see
Yeah.
that in my head, kind of a reverse. Oh, but if I do a reverse crescent, that might be two Ferengi. So let's not make it a full-on
I don't know. I don't know.
thing.
Maybe you pull something and then you pull back again.
Okay, let's do curve like that. That looks okay. And then from
Mm-hmm.
there, the ship can kind of swoop back and kind of come to maybe a point kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
We'll figure out what to do with that later. And then if we want to keep the shark idea going, we get kind of these big old warp engines that look like fins coming off the side.
Got it. So now you have enough shark. Now you have to go and start putting mechanics,
Science in it, yeah.
science. Yeah, yeah.
So let's do if we're gonna make this thing very organic, which I like. I want to counter that by having something very tech in the middle of it. So
Yes.
I'm going to create this kind of thing right in the smack dab of the center of the ship. That's kind of
Mm-hmm.
an exposed bit of solar panel collecting area, or
Yeah.
power generation, or warp field stabilizer, something that's looking
Science.
nice. Yeah, sciency bits, science grid.
I don't know. Maybe this ship is powered with something biological,
It could
like
be.
some
This could be a
biological
view
energy.
into some sort of weird fluidy thing in the middle of it um, that you can see. Uh, but that's the general idea. I'm gonna make these
Yeah.
fins these engine fins a little finnier,
Mm-hmm.
just because I think they could do to have a little bit more. That's better. Okay. And then the back, I would do trying to figure this out in my head. I think I'm gonna do something that is kind of like a back fin, but also is kind of symmetrical but smaller than that. But this is where I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna put a lot of the like antenna and satellites and make this kind of a multi-story tower thing on the back
Mm-hmm.
that has a lot of. So this would actually be coming across. That has a lot of like our science stuff, and even the bridge could actually be all the way in the back here. It's kind of the idea that the whole ship is one giant science experiment, and then
Yes.
the Ryzian controllers are all right here.
Yeah. The further back you put the bridge, the flatter the surface tends to be because the bridge has to have an unobstructed view to the
Right.
front.
So you have to
So
put the
that's
bridge, either
that
all the
tells me
way.
that the ship is something like this. It's almost flat.
Yeah, I think that works for what we're doing.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Which means that now the bottom has to be curved. Oh my God, where's the camera?
oh yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All
Like
right.
so you have shape
Yeah. Now
contrast.
let's. Well, I'm still gonna make. So what I'm gonna do then is I'm gonna make my top porthole here. I'm still keeping my biome idea. I like it. I'm sticking
Mm-hmm.
with it. And then we're going to flip this over to do a bottom idea. I'm just thinking this is so much fun for me. We should do something, for a stream while we're all stuck in quarantine where you teach like a concept art ship design class over the
I have no
stream.
problem.
That would
I
be
have
really
no
fun.
problem.
Like just
Yeah.
everybody gets their own piece of paper at home, and they can draw their own ship, and then they can send them to us, and we can show them off.
Yeah.
That'd be
No
fun.
problem. No problem. I mean, I have nowhere to go.
Yeah. What else are we gonna do with our time? All right. So
Yeah.
now I want to kind of get and I'm not sure how to do this in 2D. So maybe you can help me out with that. I want to kind of get the idea that there's a big ol' like extendo groove coming down this thing,
Mm-hmm.
which you would see better in in a side view, but like that there's kind of like a cutting prow coming off the bottom.
Yeah. That's a moment where you more or less start doing a rough side view of that ship.
Okay. Well, let me get this. My ball
Because then
landing.
sometimes you draw something and in your head it looks good, but once you start putting it on the side view,
Maybe
maybe
it's
it
not so
doesn't
good.
work.
All right.
Nah,
Let's
yeah.
try the side view then and see what we get. So the side view, that's kind of the curvy bit at the front. I'm not sure how to depict that, but you get the
Hmm.
general idea. Oop, wait, I want it to be going the other way, so this all makes sense together.
Hmm.
Let's do it this way. And then coming off that into... I made this too small. Start for the third time!
Yeah.
Okay, now you'll be able to see what it's doing.
Hmm. Also that.
And then this comes down into the main sort of thingy. The main thingy, I'm using lots of great words, but that's the main hull of the ship. And then
Hmm.
this is kind of the hammerhead reverse tower. And we'll put some engines on the back here. Some sublight or impulse engines. And then that comes like that, but then we have this longer...
Got it.
That's too much. I want it to be a little sleeker than that, but it's the general idea is this long sort of cutting prow that I think I actually want to start down and then come up so we can do our hydroponics bubble back here.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
Can sort of put these. Okay. Give me more lead. Then we want this to come up and connect. There we go. And then there's a little bit of the bubble up on the top of the ship. And we've got our fin coming off the side.
It doesn't have to be aligned with the ship. We can make it a
Well, that's a
bit
good point.
like, if you look it from the front, it can be like this.
Like
That way you take advantage of that
Show me,
full space.
show me again what you mean when you said like this.
Right now you're drawing them like this, right?
Yeah.
So you can make them more like this.
Okay.
So because you have some space underneath that you might want to use. That way the ship doesn't look flat.
We also
Sorry,
have
I have
no
my
space up above, so maybe I want to put them up.
where
Well,
above.
no, because that up. As soon as I started drawing that line, my brain started singing the Star Trek theme. So I think that's way too Federation for what we're doing. So we'll bring these
Don't
guys.
don't think like that still.
Okay.
Don't think like that still. Just keep putting lines. Don't let it hold it to hold you back.
Okay. So
Later,
like
eventually, if you have some shapes that you really like, then you start pulling back from Federation or Klingon or whatever it looks like.
Okay, and then we're taking this and flattening that out a lot more. All right. I don't love that fin design, but it's kind of getting across the idea of where
Yeah.
we're heading.
The other thing is that putting the thing like that, if you have a sphere back there with tons of trees where people can look out, all they're gonna see now are
The fins.
the fence. Yeah, if
All
you
right.
fly if you're inside the ship, that's the only thing I'm gonna say. And the bottom is really flat, so that might actually counterbalance if you put it a little bit lower. Yeah, sometimes you have to think like, okay, where is people gonna stand?
Yeah. All right. So you think way down here?
Oh, wait. Your down is my up.
Ah! I
The other one.
understand now. Okay, so I am going to put them on top then.
Yeah.
I was wondering why you were asking me to add more things to the bottom.
No. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So let's put this fin back.
Okay, that stays
Hand
there.
grip.
Yeah. I know how it feels, man.
Somebody was asking where the wave motion gun goes. In my dreams, that's where it goes, and in Thomas's dreams especially. All right, let's bring this up like I was originally thinking.
There
Oh,
you
that's
go.
pretty.
See
And
how
this
it
is on-
balances itself?
Yep, And since that's on the side, it's not going to mess with the bridge view much.
Doesn't mess with the bridge view. Doesn't mess with anything.
Yeah, that's really nice. And if we keep it a little bit of a fatter line, it doesn't have to quite seem like it's being a federation cell. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. Another thing that I was thinking now that you're doing that, this is a good exercise always to mix animals and plants and whatever with machines. How would it look if it looked like a squid, like a calamari with mixed with a sailboat or a
Oh,
catamaran or something like that? That's
oh,
so
hold on one
another angle.
second. Hold on 1 second, Hector.
Yeah.
Uh, seems like people might have lost the stream,
Oh,
which it would be unfortunate.
yeah.
Okay, good. We're fine. All right. Sorry. Tell me what you were telling me.
So it will be a nice exercise too. Something that I usually do is mixing animals with vehicles.
Okay.
I don't know. A shrimp with a sailboat would look really nice. Like if you mix them together.
A shrimp and a sailboat.
A shrimp? No, a shrimp. No, sorry, a squid.
Oh, a
Shrimp.
squid. Okay.
A squid. Something that can be done too. A manta ray can be awesome too, mixed with a
Hmm.
yacht or a cruise ship or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, this is you don't have to do it, but this is more or less my process
That's
when
your
it comes
your thought
to
process.
to
Yeah.
make this kind of thing.
So I think with that in mind, I'm gonna go back to the whale idea, but I'm
Let's go back
gonna
to the whale.
pull up some images of whales because drawing with reference is
Yeah,
silly. Why would I do
no,
that?
don't no, don't do that. Even if it's no one.
Yeah, no one gets anything out of that. All right, so I'm gonna pull up
Sometimes
an image of a blue whale here. Uh,
sometimes people show me the portfolio stuff and they go like, oh, I didn't use any reference, like they did something amazing. I'm like, yes, I can tell you use no reference.
all right,
Yeah.
pulling reference up on my phone because that's loading faster than my computer, obviously. All right, so this is a blue whale. Let's see if there's a blue whale top-down image.
Blue whale and a shark whale too is also a great reference.
Yeah. Okay.
Let me see.
There's a top-down on a blue whale. So I'm gonna put this. Hey, focus. I'm gonna put
I'm
that like that so you guys can see it. Um,
I'm looking for the same reference here.
all right. Yeah, I can see kind of what I did wrong. Not wrong, but what I didn't. How I didn't get what I wanted the first time. So let's try again. Make it a nice big old line.
Yeah. What? That's a blue whale?
It's
Yeah.
a blue whale, yeah. So I just like the idea of space whale ships.
Yeah.
Um, okay.
If it fits in the description of it can be heavy, you know.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep the fin nacelles from the last design because I liked those a lot, and that really gets across the shape that we're trying for here.
Hmm.
Okay. That is all the whale I'm going to do this time, and I am now going
That's
to
it.
look up science ships, science
There
boats.
you go. Otherwise, you're gonna end up actually literally doing a
Just
whale.
drawing a whale. Yeah, exactly. All right, so let's see. Yeah, so they all kind of have a similar shape to them. This is probably the best kind of example of what they're like. They all have those big towers and the kind of. Okay, so what if it looked like we're talking about mending tech and I keep doing these kind of lines. Blending tech and organic. So what if it looked like they actually did that? Like this whale shape then became our sort of more square, more tech, less organic look. And I'm just going to add some lines here because I think that'll look cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is kind of our bridge. with the big old tower on the top, which we'll do from a side view in a second.
Mhm.
With kind of a slightly more organic bridge window opening.
You can always look for concept luxury yacht.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's something that it's amazing with the stuff you find. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Great idea for ships.
Okay. Let's try that. Should have been doing this from the beginning. I'm the one who's always saying use reference when you're drawing.
All the time.
Oh
This is
dang.
why you see all these shows. They do spaceships and they really look like luxury yachts because that's what they're using. Sometimes I see the shows, I'm like, I know where you get that reference from.
Okay. I'm stealing this because this is the most Rysian thing I've ever seen. So
That's it.
we're gonna take the back of the boat here and make it into a space viewing port that kind of looks like a tail fin, but kind of isn't.
What was the keyword you used to get that thing?
I said luxury yacht, just as my excellent teacher recommended.
Literally that one. Let me see if I can see what you see.
Okay, and then this would have.
Whew, these people have money.
Oh yeah,
Look
look at
at
that.
this thing.
These are the people who
Wow.
are sitting on their luxury yachts right now, riding out the
That
pandemic.
that yacht right there is 451 foot long.
Jeez. All right. So in here then this is kind of glass. I don't know how to depict that, but
It can be glass, can be a force field.
yeah. In fact, it's going to be a force field because I like that.
There you go. That's the
Did I spell field wrong? Who cares? And this is kind of a science observation station of the big viewport here. There's some cool stuff going on and knobbly, greebly, sciency things. So people can actually just go on the back of the ship and look out the back and view
yeah.
what they're seeing. And I really
It
like
can
this.
be yeah. You can have that can be a bay. I'm not saying that you should have a bay in the game, but lore
Could
wise,
be. Okay, so then that would. Yeah, no, I like that shape. And so then from there, we've got our. I think what I'm going to do.
we have to
is
yeah
keep
we
these
have to
kind of
make
lines.
yeah we have to make lines to
going.
keep the eye moving from front to back,
Yeah.
front to back.
So these lines on the back of the ship then, or on the top of the ship, while they do match up with the fin, they're not part of it. And this is actually our cool. Oops, that's going the wrong way, but you get the general idea. Our
Yeah.
cool biome area. So the biome area now takes up most of the ship and is kind of the defining feature.
I mean, it can be like that thing you're doing right now. It can be that instead of a big bubble,
It's
it can
just
be many smaller bubbles with different biospheres.
oh, that's an interesting idea. Let's try that rather than doing one beach.
Instead of one, exactly. This can be a jungle. This one, I know. Environment ship team right now is screaming,
Yeah.
but
Well,
but
that'll be up to the concept artist to turn this into something they can actually make. You know.
I know my job many times is make everybody's life so hard. It's like I got an idea, guys. I got an idea. Oh no, yeah.
So I'm
That's how it is.
I'm gonna make the different biomes linked, like kind of a cool spine thing on him.
Yeah. Oh, see, now you're getting that. See,
And then we'll
like when you're walking in a zoo in a park, you have the sidewalls winding
yeah.
from
Yeah, these
this
can
to
be
that.
walking areas in between the domes, again underneath a force field. And then
Exactly.
we've got, beach. We've got a forest.
Yeah, because the main idea of this thing is it's a science thing, but it's
Yeah. It's a Rysian science. And what kind of science do Rysians do? This, possibly.
yeah.
And this is the rocky area. I don't know. Let's see what chat's saying. So people are saying they see a reclining penguin. Grumpy
can
Owl
happen.
is correct. One of the biggest things Rysians engage in is weather control. That's a very good point, and that should probably be a weapon on this ship, but that's a systems designer's job. What I am going to do
Yeah.
is I'm going to make a hurricane in this bubble so that they've actually got a hurricane on their ship at all times for them to study so they can figure out how to prevent it happening on Ryza.
It's easy. Let's not have that many oceans. That's how you have it. No, no hurricanes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, I like that top. This is my favorite that we've done so far. I like this top-down view a lot.
Yeah,
Um,
man. That's how it is. You keep pumping these things and until something clicks. And maybe it's a
yeah,
mix between that and the other one. That's how it is.
yeah. All right. Someone says if you're doing a space whale ship, you need a bowl of petunias somewhere. I understood that reference and I like it. All right, let's do the bottom of this ship now, and then
Yeah.
we'll try and do a side view and see if it kills me.
Yeah, sometimes making the views match, it can be a pain.
Yeah.
That's sometimes that's why I try to use 3D blocking all the time. And
3D
sometimes
blocking?
when,
What?
huh?
What's 3D blocking?
Oh, 3D blocking using a 3D software to
Oh,
do
got it,
the
got it, got it.
rough geometry,
Yeah,
and then I paint on top of that.
I need to learn more of that stuff. Cool. All right, so I'm gonna keep the cool baleen effect from the top,
Yeah.
also on the bottom because I liked that how that looked a lot. And then, do you think the bubbles should come through the bottom, or do we want to try and do something different on the bottom? What do you think?
It's the thing is that if you make it come true to the bottom, you have to think about how is the environment gonna be in the middle of the. Is it gonna be floating? Is it gonna be? And that's also, if you do that, you considerably squeezing the
Narrowing the
shape.
ship.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
now you have to fit this thing. So I will steer away from that and maybe do some smaller bubbles, science bubbles at the bottom or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, some indentations,
Here's a
something
thought.
like negative space.
So I'm gonna go back to this kind of zipper design I had before because I like that. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make the inside of the zipper individual bubbles. Let's make
Yeah,
a lot of little ones.
and that's how it is. For example, you're doing that. Maybe we don't use this ship, but maybe we like that idea you're doing right now and use it for the final concept. You see,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
this is just a conversation we're having, not a final thing.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah,
Okay. That's pretty cool. And then each of these can have something different in them, or they can be indentations into like the inner workings of the ship,
it can be
or
whatever we
something.
want.
But that's pretty cool. And then let's take this and just add a big ole science gathery plate to it.
You have one at the top, right?
We had the on top on the fin is the like viewing area, the kind of the
Okay.
thing we stole off the luxury boat. So
What are we doing there now?
this is just I'm putting a shape there right now, and I'll figure out
That's
what it is
fine.
in a minute.
That's fine. I do it all the time.
I'm gonna say solar panels or some other cool kind of collecting thing, but
Yeah,
I'm not married to that actually being what this is.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes something I like to do is that if this is the ship and you have viewing areas right on the top, usually I put machinery on the bottom. Like this machinery is able to sustain what's going on the top.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
That can be a good idea to apply every now and then. That
Yeah.
way the ship looks like it's useful. It's not arbitrary.
Okay. Well, then let's just make this machinery by
You can make
adding
machinery.
machinery buttons to it.
A couple of windows, a couple of terraces for people to hang out. Because this
Yeah.
is a horizon.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna keep that in mind, and then we're gonna try and do a side view of this because I'm liking this concept a lot, and see what we get. So let me get my phone back and get a side view of a blue whale, so I keep those things going.
Now for the side, don't use a blue whale.
Oh, okay.
Use for the side. Use the whale shark.
Whale shark. Okay.
Yep, it has a more compact and more how you call that? visually appealing side section,
Okay.
side profile, if you will. Yeah,
All right. Cool. I'll take your word for it.
yeah, you'll see, you'll see.
I see it. I see it. I do see it. Where is it? Here's a good one. Okay, so this is our whale shark. Right there. Okay, so let's just start with that shape. Oh, going this way. Not that it really matters, but okay, so got to remember my. Okay, I'm going to draw this so that my down is you guys is up, so it's a little clearer to everybody else what's happening. We'll see
Hmm.
how well that works out. I will try not to forget what I've done. And then you would see this from the side as a. Okay. And then. So this is on both sides of this as our baleen thing. It should start at the front of the ship. I'm going to make it meet in the middle as well. So that's just there on every side. And then here is our science bridge section
Hmm.
with the big old bridge window and a science tower. Now it's looking a little like a yellow submarine, but we'll keep going and
That's
see
the
what
thing.
happens.
Yeah. Let's see, let's see.
Okay. Now we will fix that, hopefully, by adding... Well, actually, let's add the bubbles and then the wings.
Oh,
And these guys had a walkway in between them.
looking at these references,
Mm-hmm.
I wonder, huh? This can be a good, interesting idea to consider. Those fish that get stuck underneath the sharks.
Oh, yeah.
Um, what's the
Yeah.
name of? What's their name?
I know what you're talking about, the little suckerfish, right?
Yeah, it's something like that. Those things can be put underneath of the ship, and that's your science spot.
Hmm. Okay.
Those can be that we can use that as science spots, or we can put people to look out or stuff like that.
Okay, I'm gonna keep. I really
That's
liked
our
the upper
science.
wing shape we had before.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I did it. That thing that I was talking about not doing, I switched it. I made up, down, and down, up. Well, that's
Ah,
okay. I like the shape.
make an arrow so you don't forget.
Yeah, but I mean, this is. I know it now, but I screwed up. That's all right.
Or flip the paper. Flip it.
I could, but I like
If it
how
works.
this looks is the problem. I like it kind of having the bottom heavy thing. Okay, that wing is way too big.
Button
That is
heavy
not.
things usually looks more stable.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, let's flip it then, and I'll just. Well. Okay.
Right now I'm looking some references here for that. Oh
Just
my god,
destroy this.
this shark is amazing.
The whale shark.
The whale shark, it has
Yeah,
an
it's so cool.
amazing pattern on their skin it's kind of usable. Let me tell you, that material is interesting. The spots, it has spots, it has lines.
Okay. Now
Whatever
I
you
am
drop, that
drawing.
material looks organic.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. So then this would have the three big bubbles with that and that. Hurricane. Right, hurricane came closest to the front or the back? Closest to the front. Okay. Hurricane. Forest. And our ocean. Okay. Ugh. Now the bottom. Oh, this is also backwards. Hector, did I lose you or did you just get quiet?
No. I'm
Okay, you just
I'm
got
just
quiet.
looking at you.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah.
That's totally fine. I just wanted to make sure I hadn't
No.
completely
I'm good.
dropped
I'm
your
just
connection again.
a moment ago. I was just checking out some references here.
Okay.
Oh, this whale shark is amazing.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so those are the bottom bubbles. And then now we'll
Mm-hmm.
do the wing. No, I wanted to start out. There we go. Erase all of this. And there we go. That's kind of a side view of her. And she
Mm-hmm.
definitely looks a lot more science-y and a little bit cartoony in this version, but
The yellow submarine.
yeah, it definitely does look a little bit like a yellow submarine. So
Yeah.
maybe I want to flatten down this bridge a bit. I just
Yeah.
kind of keep that sleekness there, and make the science tower smaller.
Yeah. Huh, you just reminded me. I saw that movie yesterday.
Yellow submarine?
The, the- no. It's the one where the Beatles are no longer. They never existed.
Oh,
Uh,
yesterday.
Yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah, that movie. Yeah, that was
I
a
saw,
movie.
yeah. I saw it, and yeah, it was something. I wasn't expecting it to be that. I really liked it.
Good. I'm glad.
Are you? Are you now?
I am glad. I'm very happy for you, Hector. Can't you hear the happiness in my voice? You know why that looks wrong. I know why that looks
What
wrong.
is wrong?
That is the shape we were going for. Okay. The perspective on that is weird because you wouldn't see that
No,
much
no,
of it.
no. In our perspective, you're drawing side views. Don't worry
Yeah,
about
that's why I'm
perspective.
saying it doesn't look like a side view perspective, but
Yeah, it just
there we go.
ignored.
Okay. All right. So we've got. Lordy, I'm going to just make sure this is fully erased because that looks dirty.
No, it's all right. Well, all you had to do is just make the lines thicker, the outside lines thicker, and that will take care of the rest.
Yeah.
Your brain is gonna take your brain is gonna erase the rest of the information by itself.
Yeah. Um, Delduck77 says, "Have we looked at the Nautilus for inspiration?" You know, I freaking love that ship, so I'm gonna do that.
The what?
The Nautilus from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
Oh, that thing. Oh, it's the one that is made like out of brass or something.
Yeah, that's a dope ship. And actually, somewhat similar to what we've already done. Um, what it has different that I might like to steal is these little things on the bottom.
Yeah, usually when you look for certain references, this I always said that design it always goes to the same place. That's why you're gonna see like, oh my god, that ship looks like that. Yes, it looks because
It looks just like it.
if yeah, because if you look for references, we all look for cool references. We go online, Google for cool whatever, and guess what? We're gonna choose more or less the same shapes. So that's why you're gonna see many times you see a movie and that spaceship looks like this, and then you see another movie and another. You're gonna notice some topics that become like a fad, like a fashion, and it's because that's what's hot on when you search references online.
Yeah. But I think I'm stealing those little knobby things for the bottom because I like that. And
Yeah,
I'm
that's grab
experimenting here with the idea of having. It would have
having
to.
what?
So if I like this curvy bit on the top that goes up to the
Uh
top
huh.
of the ship, but if I just do this, that's totally blocking the bridge view. So I'm trying to figure out how I would get around it.
Yes,
Also,
you have to be careful so it doesn't look like a cockpit.
yeah,
That happens also all the time.
yeah. Okay. Well, what if I instead brought back our old friends the ring idea This might be over-designing at this point. Stedandred, thanks. I'm glad you're enjoying yourself. We're having a lot of fun doing this, too. But if I just did a nice line over the top... And then
Well, actually, I saw a boat more or less like that, so you're not that far from doing something that actually works. It might not be over design. And at the end of the day, if it doesn't work, you just cut it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Kill your darlings, as my teacher used to say.
Yeah.
You gotta kill your darlings. Don't fall in love with them.
Let's see. Interesting. Scythel is saying the first actual submarine was called the Nautilus, which is why Vern picked the name. And then there was the first nuclear submarine was also called the Nautilus. That's really cool.
Because Nautilus is a damn cool animal.
It is. Actually, the one that I love, which I don't think I'll take anything from, but maybe I will, is the Nautilus from the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, which is not a great movie. But
but the design.
That design of that ship.
Some things were overdone. Some things were way overdone. But that ship,
so good.
That was well done.
Yeah. All right. It's not quite as interesting as I was remembering, but there she is.
No. It's elegant.
Yeah, it is elegant.
It's elegant because it has that long line that tells you, look at all this thing, and then come to this area where you see the engine.
I wonder what happens if we put a little bit of that point on here. Now I'm really leading into this submarine thing and just combining parts of all my favorite Nautiluses, but that's kind of sciencey, right? Like, because that's what a lot of the big, like, when Robert Ballard goes out on his to find the Titanic, he's going in a submarine. That's kind of where this all ends up.
Yeah. You can make a submarine. There's no reason why not.
Yeah.
As long as you pull back to what you have in the requirement of the concept, which is a spaceship. No problem. Why? Yeah.
I just want to do.
I'm looking for that ship right now.
I don't like how this nacelle looks. I'm gonna make it more like that, maybe. Yeah, that's interesting. We've got a very fat fish right now, but it's a fat fish that I kind of like.
Yeah, I had to just squeeze a little bit. Photoshop. That's why I love sketching in Photoshop. You take that and you squeeze a little bit.
Yeah,
and it's gonna work perfectly. I think.
Yeah, if I had I have a drawing tablet, but it died like 2 weeks ago, and
oh no,
the closest Best Buy that sells one is in Vallejo. So I was just like, I'm not doing a 2-hour drive right now just to get it for this stream. And Grumpy Old Nord, you're not alone. I really enjoy the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen as the cheeseball movie that it is.
It's it's a cheeseball, but it's beautiful cheeseball, man.
Yeah, hey, it does what. Listen, my favorite movie of all time is the Mortal Kombat movie, so
Nice.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just want to see a movie and just relax and not overthink it.
Yeah. Someone's saying the warp fins clash a little bit with the submarine look. I'm actually kind of okay with that because it gives it kind of a flying look. I think this is where we're going to land on this one, unless you have other things you want to see me try, Hector.
There's we always have to say this is it.
Yep.
Otherwise, you're gonna keep on doing. You're never gonna be happy.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna stick with this one then. So I am gonna send all 4 ship images to Thomas and Bill and I think Al, maybe, who's the other person who wanted to be on that. And then
I think so.
Yeah, and then they're going to send them off to you so you can turn them into concepts, and we might try to stream that. So let me know when you're going to do that, and we'll see what we can do. Grumpy Old Nord, Christopher Lambert as Raiden was awesome. Christopher Lambert as Raiden is like one of the best things in movies ever. That guy is so underrated. There's a movie, I was obsessed with Christopher Lambert as a kid because of Highlander and Mortal Kombat. There's a movie called, what's it called? I'm not going to Google it right now because we're on the stream. But he was in a movie where he plays like a mental. I don't know how to describe it. A person with a mental illness who ends up moving into an old folks' home and kind of changing their lives, and he does such a good job in it. He's a really good actor. But yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed these streams. Ooh, it's my face. I hope you guys had a lot of fun. Thank you for tuning in. And this is. I'm glad the stream is working.
I know. Last time it was.
In order to make it work from home, I only had to change everything. But bad splat. Could the bubble domes at the bottom of the ship be detachable? Probably. But that's up for the systems team to decide. That's not my job anymore.
Yeah.
All right. So go ahead. Sorry.
No. That's sometimes something that happens. Sometimes concept dictates an idea for design, and if they like it, they come back to us.
Yeah. Thank you, Tanian. The movie is called Gideon. That's right. Okay, so next week we'll be doing something different, and I don't know what yet, but I will tell you guys there. And when Hector gets started on concepting these guys, we'll get them out for you to vote on, and then we will produce one of the. We'll let you vote on it, and then we'll produce one of these ships as a summer ship, and we'll spend a lot more time on stream looking at the concepting process and all of that jazz. So
just let me know.
Yeah, thanks so much, Hector. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you guys next week. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye now.